Word up, my dudes. This is episode 7 of Mixing It Up on Mixer with your host, Justin Taylor. This is a segment of the Justin Taylor Show. Word up, my dudes. So today's episode we are titling Mods and Growth. Because there was a few things we wanted to talk about, and innovation is something I always seem to talk about, but that's fine. Mods and Growth is going to be good. Let's update that. I want that name updated. There we are. Word up. Here we go, my friends. I like to welcome you again to the Justin Taylor Show. It's about us, baby. Well, not necessarily. Honestly, to be honest, bro. Alright, what up, my dudes? Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome. Why is there? There's a... Oh my goodness. Dude, amateur. Stream amateur. Stream noob. Leave my backlight on. Stream noob. Welcome. That's that little tune there. That's our first tune. That was made for the show by our homie John Mad. Jonmad. He's a gangster fellow and a bomb musician. Welcome everybody again to the Justin Taylor Show segment Mixing It Up on Mixer. This is episode 7 titled Mods and Growth. And honestly, the title today is a bit more whatever because it's kind of a smorgasbord of a show where I cobbled together a couple of my lost notes that I wanted to kind of clean up some stuff. There was a few ideas, a few thoughts that I had gone over and kind of glazed over the past month or so. And I wanted to kind of peek back on them. I have a few of them here. So it's a little bit of a peek back and definitely a look forward. So that's what today is about. That's what this episode about is essentially we're focusing on specifically mods and the growth, like meaning the community growth. I should have said community growth, but honestly, I didn't. Well, you know what? I didn't just mean community growth because the growth also is going to refer to the streamer, myself, because I'm using myself as an example in these things and showing my own experience on this stuff. But anyway, before I get too far off, for anybody who wants to leave messages, if you want to leave not a message, but even a question for me to specifically answer on this show that has to do with Mixer. Streaming, basically anything along those lines, whether it's new, old, relevant information, rehashing something, because I can always say, oh, that's a rehash, we have that either talked about somewhere else, or maybe even another streamer covers it better, because I like to always remind everyone, without rehashing it too much, that a lot of these things, not our episodes, but lots of tips and tricks and those types of things are out there for streamers all over YouTube and stuff like that, but this is a particular show, as a show, has relevancy not only due to the fact that we focus on Mixer in particular, because Mixer has all kinds of new things that we like to bring up, like one, there's a new mod feature. Actually, we're going to turn that on today. There's a cat bot, but it's a mod feature. We're going to probably peek into that today. So this show particularly looks into Mixer, but also streaming. And then obviously there's news with Twitch and news on other streaming platforms, and we talk about that too. So that isn't out of the realm of discussion, but obviously we like to generally focus on Mixer and its community. But anyway, if you have any sort of questions like that, or you want me to focus on something, either use my Discord over here. You can go into the Justin Taylor Show room. I'm going to make a Tech Talk room and a Mix It Up on Mixer room, so it's easier to leave that. But right now, it's okay to just simply use the Justin Taylor room or the regular room right now since we're live. And if you ever want to catch me live, if you happen to catch us at a later date, if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, you can always catch me on Mixer. Mixer.com/JT for Realdo, FAREELDOE, Mixer.com. Any day other than Wednesdays and Sundays, but even then, I still, like today, I still pop on for a few hours to do shows like this. But when do we see it? I'm not sure. I don't, it's a bummer. I don't have it. Dude, I would love to. I think they only go back a couple of weeks, the vodcasts, and then the ones that I actually saved, aren't that old. The cool thing is my laptop has some stuff on it, so if I really want to go way back to the very beginning, if you guys want to ever look at some of the old stuff, I can try to probably go through my laptop at one point and maybe find some of the older episodes and we can kind of laugh at them. But that's what's crazy. Old to us is like, dude, it's 2 months. Now it's like, now we're hitting about 3. But 3 months. So when we're really getting into it was 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Because when we were just starting to hit our stride was the beginning, was 2 months. Because it took us that, couple weeks to actually start off and actually take it seriously. So, we've been going over 2 months now, and we're hitting the 3-month period. We're doing over 3. And that means, even though those are old apps, that's still so new. On the grand scheme of things. Dude, there's a lot of people that have year-long plans. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that have just been, a lot of friends too. I'm really happy for them. They're killing it, man. They're killing it. And a lot of their home in UK. Rage Lizard, welcome to the Justin Taylor Show. This is segment Mixing Up on Mixer. Hey, DJ, thank you for the host, brother. But anyway, this is episode 7. We're actually going to be chatting about mods and growth in general, streamer channel growth, and ways to promote that for yourself. Good night, my friend. Good night, DJ. Ways to promote that, but also ways to basically be self-aware of maybe stuff you're already doing correctly. Because that's something that's very important too. A lot of people don't think of that. There's things that you're already doing great. You know what I mean? And you really don't want to pull away from that type of stuff and decide, hey, I'm not going to focus and add all of my creativity and my strength and my focus and my time towards something that maybe isn't your strong point. And that, I think, happens a lot too. Even with some really great streamers, people with great channels, they end up, they kind of innovate and they bring new things, but they don't know what an idea is a bad idea. So that's something you always want to focus on too. But anyway, we'll go back to that. That's not really the subject of what we're talking about here. But anyway, the main part of today is, like I said, looking back a little bit, focusing on some of the things that we didn't talk about that we want to clean up on, and finish up the mod talk that we talked about. There's not much about that. It was just a few things, because I've already modded some people, so that's really not what we're talking about. But I was talking about basically other channels and people, how to do it. And so when people ask and wonder, basically they maybe could just come here and just kind of be like, hey, check out episode 7. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? So anyway, maybe I'll focus on that part real quick. So then and then afterwards, it's kind of 2-part. I want to look to the future for our show and our community and show you some of the new stuff. And I think we're going to alter the overlay. I think some of it's we're going to go, basically what we're going to do is we're going to do it's going to be kind of like how our episode of Tech and Talks are, where I often do some of my tech work while I chat with you guys and do stuff. We're also going to do a little bit of piece of that, but that's only because I want to talk about some of our new ideas, some of my new stuff I want to bring forth, and I want to start testing out some of the new things we have, like the voice changer, and even this is stupid, but look at this stupid thing. Wait, is it even going to work? Oh, it didn't even work. See what I mean? Okay, see, I have some things. Is every stream? Yes, every stream has a vodcast that's automatically recorded by Mixer, but those only save on Mixer for every 2 weeks. So you have a 2-week backlog, and then every day it's deleting the the oldest one. But they stay up to like I said, like 2 weeks or so. But what was I gonna say? But I keep them. I don't have every one because I don't need them all, and they're like, dude, and you know how I am. I do 5, 6, sometimes 10-hour streams. And I want, just so people understand, my average time I would probably say is closer around 6. Sometimes I do 5 and sometimes I do 7 stuff, but I would consider 6 to 7 my standard streaming time, which is, I feel like, a very respectable number. That works out great. A lot of people follow that time frame. But yeah, they're all in record. Basically, like I said, so myself, I don't record them all. I keep the ones I want because my computer, I mean, I have tons of disk space, but obviously heavy pieces of video. You mean hours of video? I mean, dude, 7 hours of video, those are giant 5 gig files, 8 gig files. And if I saved every one, even a terabyte hard drive would fill up in a week. I mean, not a week, in a couple months. In a couple months, boom. pretty quick, or maybe even a month or so if you were really going nuts on it. But plus with me, I often have doubles of things because I repurpose them. I'll alter things, and instead of deleting the original, I'll cut it. So let's say I'll trim half of one. I'll still have the original sometimes and not remember to delete it, and those start to back up. And sometimes you get a little like lost with the amount of stuff. I try to organize this best I can. But sometimes I'll have an idea, but the point is it's kind of hard to keep everything. So I'm trying to keep everything that's good. Keep all the stuff that's content, and that's why I always go out of my way to fit in its own little piece. That's why I have the beginning intro and an outro and the sounds and everything like that, and then I can, and also so it's easy to see what I'm going through past episodes. So I can repurpose my MIXIN episodes, and I can repurpose my Tech and Talk episodes, and I go through my booms and I create boom replays. I have a couple of them. I call them baller replays. I've only set up a couple so far, but that's only because they're kind of time consuming. But often we have it's funny, I shouldn't have put my first one out because it was kind of weak. The replays themselves weren't really that mind-blowing. They were okay, but I was still testing how to make it, so I wasn't thinking about the quality of the content. And then when I was finished, I was so excited about having a finished product, I just like put it out. I was like episode 1 and posted it. And I watched it afterwards and it's not bad. It's not that bad. It's totally passable. But I was like, oh man, I really hate how my first episode of a replay thing is just passable when I really think I'm a freaking badass, awesome Fortnite player that really needs to be showcased by, I think, a sick intro video. I think if someone goes, let's see his stuff, I think it should be like, whoa, like crazy snipe, it's 360 shot to the head, like, oh, like all these crazy things I've done, you know what I mean? Not just like, oh, that was a nice snipe shot. Oh, that was a nice normal, just standing on the roof, you know what I mean, shooting a guy in the back, a couple of, like, you know what I mean? There was a couple times where I'm like, that's really wasn't very special. And that's okay, but that's something to focus on. This is, like I said, this is part of the growth. When you're creating things and you're growing your channel and you're trying to innovate and add more stuff like that, like I do when it comes to the extra segments, the extra shows, the extra things that I do, and also the replays, things like that. There's only a few right now, but I've been creating them, and even though it's time consuming, eventually it's going to be nice because there's a certain niche of people that really like that particular thing. And it's great to have that just available. So then eventually when people, I mean, it's funny, I feel like in the future anyway, MIXER, very soon probably too. How's it going, Evil Red? How's it going, my friend? Welcome to MIXIN. Welcome to MIXIN Up on MIXER. It's a segment of the Justin Taylor Show. But anyway, I'm thinking there's a fairly high chance that MIXER is going to add a feature that's similar to, I mean, even Twitch has this already, but it's similar to YouTube, where you have your past stuff already kind of logged into some playlists. So basically, it keeps you from doing this. All right, here's my channel, here's everything. Oh, by the way, if you want to catch my past replays and all that stuff, head to a YouTube. And that's what a lot of people do. And don't get me wrong, that's not that bad. You know what I mean? That's totally a fine way to do things. It's really fine. But that doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I feel like right there, that's obvious untapped resource. It's obvious as hell. It's just an obvious untapped resource. So the MIXER should be like, okay, there we go. Once we implement that, it will keep so many people from drawing people away from here to YouTube to just keeping people here. So that means the people that are like, hey, I don't feel like maybe either your internet's lower and you don't have time or you're not connected to Wi-Fi. There's a lot of reasons where sometimes something live isn't that great, but you kind of want to like YouTube over something live. Like I do it a lot because you want to be able to pause it and stuff like that. That's a perfect example. Like if you're working or you're doing something or you're like doing a project and you want the ability to pause it and slow it down. You don't want an active person that's live right there talking, doing stuff. Sometimes, so that often you do. Obviously, that's the reason to come to MIXER. But sometimes you don't. But sometimes you still have a person you want to talk to, which is why YouTube ends up being a great resource. Now, my whole point is that resource is completely untapped. Completely untapped. Now, my point of bringing this up with the current topic is that I'm telling you right now, I'm always right, baby. When it comes to talking about future innovations of other things, I'm always right. I can see how it works, and they're going to implement that. So you should probably start now planning on it. You don't have to, like me, I'm kind of pushing into making my YouTube a little bigger, even though I don't use it that much. Only because, I mean, even though it's not all that popular, and I don't think it will get too crazy because this MIXER itself and a bunch of other different places are going to, even Facebook, is going to make it where it's irrelevant to do that if you're looking for your type of content, your gaming content stuff. So, it's awesome, but it's also a little sketchy. So I think in order to kind of look to the future and look towards your growth, really plan on recreating your content in a better manner, because I'm pretty sure that's going to become much more commonplace for everyone. So if that's already, you're an old hand at that, and that's something you're good at, I think that's just going to be a strong, standing point, something that you can really work with. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to focus on a couple things real quick. That's just one. And then I'm going to switch over to really showing you guys some of the new stuff I have planned, and mess around with some stuff that I have going on here and play around, because I'm just basically delving. I mean, I've already done a little bit of it. Obviously, I have the background stuff, but I'm just delving into the realm of semi low-level kind of B-movie special effects. And that's great because, I mean, I'm one guy with one, good computer. You know what I mean? I don't have a bunch of computer rigs. I don't have my own server. I don't even have an Xbox One X yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still, using a high-level basics. You know what I mean? Like, my computer is awesome, so that's great. So that means I can do all this stuff and I can do more, which is amazing. I can do what I want. But my point is I'm starting to learn some of that goofy, like that goofy thing I keep playing with Van Damme coming out and exploding and stuff. That type of stuff, that is like a little joke preview of basically what I got going on. You know what I mean? That I have all these new things planned. I have these new innovations right on the horizon, and that's just a little taste, a little thing. How's it going, Hellion? XX87. What it do? How's it going, Hellion? Welcome to Mix It Up on MIXER. This is a show where we talk about streaming, streamers, Mixer in general, anything along that realm. So if you want to chat about that type of stuff, hit it up, baby. How's it going, Hellion? But and obviously you can if you get on the Discord is too. Heart the mittens, baby. Heart the mittens. Yeah, baby. Gamer gloves, baby. GamerGloves.com. That's we got that affiliate sponsorship, baby. Gamer gloves. But that's why I rock these until I get my ones that come in. But anyway, so how's it going, Hellion? Do you by the way, do you stream? Are you a streamer? It's so funny. This is a place, I almost want to put it in the thing. This show, Mixing Up on MIXER, is the one show where if you come in, it isn't out of line to talk about your stream. It's not self-promotion, where a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people are sketchy, and I don't. I talk about it. It's a whole show that I talk about how sketchy that is. When you're doing your own show, and you're doing like, you know what I mean? Like if you're doing your thing and someone comes in. But when you're doing a show like this, that's what we're talking about. This is a podcast style show. That's why I have the overlay kind of basic, because this is more speaking. This is set up so people can listen to this at a later date or even live. Particularly people who want to talk and actually interact with me live, but or interact with with my community and ask questions about streaming in general. Particularly, like, this is a great resource for beginners and novice to intermediate level streamers. I mean, if you don't really know your stuff and you're an expert, you're definitely going to get a couple tidbits and you're going to find some new stuff here. But some of the things may end up being redundant. Just like if I start telling you about OBS tricks and you're like, dude, I've been using OBS for 5 years, you might not get any use of it. But if you're brand new to it and you're 3 months in or 6 months in and you're just starting to, like, you see people with you doing things on OBS that you've noticed that you can't do, or you're wondering why, like, this is the place to go. Because, like I said, this is the ultimate resource to take you from basic, beginning, novice level streamer into the intermediate level. I don't want to promise anything I can't provide, so I don't want to say I can bring you to the pro level streaming. That's not where this is not the show this is not the road for that. The point is, there's always the beginning to that road, and in order to do that, you need to become an intermediate before you are how long have you been at it? We're talking about that recently. Only like 2 months seriously, but about 3 months total now, because we're just starting to get towards that. Because I've been saying 2 months for almost like a month now, so it's got to be about a little over 3 now. But we kind of, for the first month, we just kind of screwed around. We didn't do it. So considering like 2.5 months or so, we're pretty rock and roll, because we're pushing 15 plus, and that's amazing for that short period of time. You know what I mean? And when I do my web shows and stuff, it's basically for the community that I already have that like to come by and check it out, and the streamer community that build and part of like the team. But a lot of these people like that, they come by, but this is set really to be repurposed as well. So my main show is gaming, like a lot of people's. I play Fortnite, Mr. Battle Royale, baby. I play Battle Royale games, stuff like that. That's where my community has grown from, and that's what we do most of the time. But I like to take these bits of times off to do these episodes. Plus tonight is a night I usually take off, and tonight I'm calling it a lot earlier because I'm going to take the night off with the lovely lady, which I believe she's in the room as well right now, sweetheart. Because she has a big day tomorrow, so I want to spend some time with her so we can talk and stuff like that. So she's not, hey baby girl, I'm talking about you. I'm gonna be heading out. I'm gonna finish the MIXIN show. I still have some stuff to talk about, but I was just saying how tonight I'm not gonna be going back to Fortnite or any sort of battle royale tonight. Yes, I know that's what I was saying because I'm gonna come to bed as well, honey. But I wanted to let everybody know what was going on and still stick on topic because I'm directly in the middle of MIXIN. I'm not doing the show. I'm in the middle of episode right now. So. Anyway, back to the topic before I jump off, get all off topic in the middle of the show. I see you ignoring me. No, I'm not. Boo. We're doing an episode of MIXIN. You just said boo, and that has nothing to do with what's going on. We're in the middle of an episode. If it doesn't have anything to do with streaming, Mixer, or whatever, then just catch me afterwards. But right now we're in the middle of episode number 7. I can't take the time to just respond to someone who makes a noise. So anyway... Who, what, where, when, and why? It sounds silly, but that's the question you ask if you're thinking about getting a mod. You know what I mean? If you're like, okay, if you're gonna rock about 5 months. Oh, you've been doing it for 5 months, off kill? Hell yeah, baby. Oh, I know White Wolf. I know. That's why I'm like, dude, why are you messing with me? I know you are, because you always mess with me. So either way, it should be a parent who's a good, much love, baby. And it could be a good. Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you the thing afterwards. It should be a parent, right? Now this, I don't want to rehash this because other people will say this. This isn't something that's just directly from me, but this is fact. You know what I mean? This isn't me being like, hey, this is a tip. This is just fact. You'll hear this from a lot of other streamers. But it should be apparent, but you're a good mod. Basically, it should already be apparent is what I mean. Like, you don't even have to ask the question. They shouldn't ask you the question, like about being a good mod if you have a good mod. Basically, a good mod is a mod who's already doing the job, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say that, meaning they're already promoting the show. Like if someone comes in and let's say all of a sudden there's 10 new people in the room and we notice the room is kind of hot, and all of a sudden no one's saying anything and I'm kind of busy in a game. Now that's not going to help things. That's not going to keep the show hot. Not going to keep things going. What keeps the things going is, let's say I'm like, oh, I got 10 people left in Fortnite, and I'm just like, and I'm deep in it, right? And I'm too deep in it, which means I can't really, I can't directly focus on the chat. Now a good mod or even a pre-mod, because I should have called it pre-mod, honestly, the episodes pre-mods, because the whole thing is finding out the person or the people that should and can. And sometimes you need to lean into it and kind of remind the people, hey guys, you need to say things. Like today I was giving some of the guys shit today because I spent an hour or whatever in Fortnite and the directory was Escape from Tarkov. So essentially our night got screwed because I made a mistake. It was me. But then I didn't even get caught on the back end by a mod, which is usually I'm getting Cooking's a great mod. He's the one who usually tells me that. And he warns me every time. I had 2 or 3 guys here. No one told me, but usually that's what happens. If I make that mistake, usually I get the hit up that goes, "Oh, Justin, you're in the wrong directory." Because they'll go back and they'll look, because they'll be checking on the phone, they'll be checking on the computer, not just kind of like I'm on Xbox in the distance, you know what I mean? And that's fine. And like I say, I try to bring this up all the time. Mods are not timeout machines, you know what I mean? Like that's why I don't even really unless I mention it. Unless I mention it, or the people are being like obvious. I mean, if they're swearing or calling people, shitty words or being racist or sexist or anything like that, like obviously in a blatantly obvious shitty way, disruptive or mean way, then that I shouldn't even have to say anything. They should just bang it. You know what I mean? But if something's subtle, sometimes like sometimes very subtle self promotion is really hard for a mod to make the executive decision on like, oh, that needs to be timed out, and that's understandable. Which is why it's really good to be, to keep communication open also, too. But that's also why people over jumping your bounds, you know what I mean? Because we've had a couple mods before that were a little too harsh to people. And that's actually a great example of just a of a problem with kind of either modding someone too early or choosing a mod that just doesn't fit with your show. Because that's a big part of it. They need to fit with your show. They need to vibe with your vibe. They need to vibe with your community. They need to vibe with the games you play, all that stuff. And all needs to vibe. And it's actually really, really easy to grab a mod too early because either they're nice or they're helpful or they just happen to be an early hangout person, like one of your homies that stays a lot. But it's kind of like in real life. You have a lot of friends. Think about the friend that you have that's kind of a jerk, but you still love him. You know what I mean? Or it's kind of mean, but you still love him. You know what I mean? Or girl, still mean, but you still love her. Like there's some friends that you just take the bad with the good because they're your friend and you still love them. They're your homie. You're like, who cares that they have a temper or they get depressed and they're always a bum. Or sometimes you just take it and it's kind, you know what I mean? It's kind of, how's it going, Tal 1460? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Mixing Up on Mixer, a segment of the Justin Taylor Show. This is episode 7. We're talking about mods and channel growth. Don't feel afraid to talk about streaming or your own show. This is the one show that self-promotion isn't really looked down upon as long as it's not about promoting and it's actually about talking about streaming. But yes, he is. He's a great mod, which is why I mod him first. But yeah, you know what I mean? You know, people putting those things out, that's just a good one. But anyway, I want the whole point of it is can you ask who, what, where, when, and why? Meaning, who are they? Do you know them? Meaning, like, have they hung out with you long enough, right? Where you know at least who they are, at least. Meaning, you don't need to know them personally. You don't need to go into things that don't matter. You being friends, whatever, that's always good. But the parts that actually matter, like that you kind of have to know. Have I ever broadcast on Twitch, or have I only done Mixer? I've only done Mixer. I've been Mixer only. I actually started here. Hey, Jakarta, how's it going? Welcome to the show. I started here. I'm a Mixer only guy. I've contemplated restreaming on other platforms. I just haven't done it. But honestly, this is the start, baby. This is where I started just a couple months ago, and things have been pretty darn good. Things have been really great. The community's been wonderful. And don't get me wrong, I've checked out Twitch a little bit. Like I've seen a couple of shows. I've browsed it a little bit. But honestly, I started getting into this whole scene and the streamer scene and basically the broadcasting gamer scene right around Mixer. Like Beam switched to Mixer and Mixer became locked into the Xbox app. Like once they kind of made that full changeover, that's when my that's when my spark just, you know what I mean? That's when I turned the heat up and I started pushing harder and I took it more seriously. And dude, I came into this. That's why this show is relevant and this show is really great for new guys because I'm still right on the cusp of being a new guy, but I'm an intermediate level streamer easily just by the fact just because I'm very skilled at the behind the scenes stuff. You take care, oh, word up, brother. I'll see you later, my friend. I'll see you later, brother. You have a nice night, my friend. The moon rules. You're right, brother. You're very right. The moon does rule. Welcome to Mix It Up on Mixer, episode 7 of the Justin Taylor Show, a segment of the Justin Taylor Show. Good night, Papa. You have a nice night, my friend. And I've said it a couple times now, but we're talking about mods and channel growth. Anybody in the room, if you guys are streamers and you would like to talk about streaming in general, don't feel afraid that you're self-promoting. I'm totally open to questions about streaming, streamers, and Mixer in general. Even if you want to talk about Facebook streaming, you have some sort of questions about that, or even comments that you want to just kind of bring up into things, please feel free to add that. You don't have to be a follower to add to the conversation, obviously. But if you do want to catch me on later episodes, I obviously remind people to hit the follow button if you want to catch me at a later date, because tonight's show is going to be a lot shorter than usual. Plus, this is a segment. I do an entire separate show called the Justin Taylor Show where it's long, where I play Battle Royale games and a lot of other different stuff. But I just want to let people know what the deal was, what was going on. How did I grow so fast? Honestly, that's an incredibly good question. That's a great question. It's funny. A lot of people, I almost have to say it. Like, I have to remind them. People will be like, well, 15, 1600, that's not that good. And then I'm like, whoa, if it happened in 2 months, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, well, that is good. Because you also I haven't hit it yet, which is amazing. But you also hit a hot spot, because I'm watching my friends. They hit hot spots. I think this is also Don't get me wrong, but I love that this is on record because we're gonna dude, in a month or two we're gonna go back to this and we're gonna be like, he was right. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my prediction. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think 3,000, as long as you have a strong, relevant channel that you're working on and you're constantly innovating, and I mean the innovations like my style, where one day you don't have an overlay, to the next day you have an overlay, to the next day you have special effects, and then you have an interactive board. Like, I mean, every week or 2 weeks you have new stuff that brings people in, that makes you relevant. Now, if you're sticking to that, I'm telling you, the hot spot, the sweet spot is 3,000. Now, it's a grind and it's difficult, and you might have to fight to get there. Oh, thank you, Moon Rules. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the follow, Moon Rules. Thanks, brother. But you know what I mean? You kind of have to fight there, but when you hit that 3,000 number, when you hit it, that's when you take off. Now, like I said, I'm speculating, and this is not fact, but I'm telling you, I believe that to be true. Not only have I been watching this and other streamers, and I'm not saying down on the dot. I mean, 2,900, 3,400, whatever. But I'm saying basically 3,000 is that hot number where the snowball begins. That's when you start being like, whoa, I got 100 today. Oh, I got 200 people today. Oh, cool, I got another 100 today. You know what I mean? I remember at the beginning, I'd be like, oh, cool, I got a couple. Hey, I got 12 people. Hey. And now, usually, now if I start late today, or if I only do web show, that's different, because you don't get that much growth there. Web show only doesn't get a lot of growth. That's just how it is. I luckily, just because I feel like I have a fairly decent personality, and my show has relevancy, so that means when people come in, I still get some growth. People come here and they think, hey, I want to come back. And that's good. It's a lot of people on web show. If you look through this directory too, it's a lot of garbage. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a couple cool shows in here. There's a couple cool ones on here. There's not many, but there's a couple cool, basically just talk shows, and that's great because it's similar to this. But there's a lot of just like a guy laying around in his bed, like, you know, on his phone, and you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of like just annoying crap, and it's annoying too because it dilutes the area. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, get out of my directory. You know, you get out of our directory, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's frustrating because a lot of people, this is like their zone. You know what I mean? But anyway, to focus on how I grew fast is I'm charismatic, and I'm not saying I'm like, you know, hey, I'm awesome, but I'm a charismatic guy. I have a good personality, so I use that personality and I focus on things that matter. I'm a battle royale player, and I'm actually awesome. You can ask my homies from the room. I'm actually a really good player. Like, I feel like I'm not far from like saying I'm a pro player. Like, I could probably really, you can put me, it's funny because I'm re-practicing. Like tonight, I played 4 games and I won one. Oh, that was solo. You know what I mean? 4 games, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I played. And Fortnite's a tough game. You know what I mean? I don't know if you play it, but I rocked. You know what I mean? I rocked a win on solo, and just on my second game too. I played 4 total, but on my second game of the night, it's like, you know, I'm not bad. So, oh, hell yeah, baby. So you get it. Oh, and in the future too, I also play with my followers. So I always when I'm doing Fortnite and PUBG and my battle royale games, I also have H1Z1 on my computer and Escape from Tarkov, and I'm going to be doing the beta tomorrow of Darwin Project. I am Mr. Battle Royale, so I rock it. And if you want to hop in my Discord, I'll give you that too, bro. If you ever have questions about streaming, or if you ever want to hang out and do that stuff too, because I rock it and kick it with people otherwise. But that's cool. Cruising to 23 weeks, that's fine. That's fine. That's a respectable amount. It takes time. You got to grind that early. I am Xbox mostly and PC as well. It's funny. My screen just shut off. But usually there's I have my Xbox is in front of me right now. I just stopped playing Fortnite actually, but I have it both. I have Fortnite on both. I play obviously Escape from Tarkov. It's my most new game. I just got that days ago. I just started playing that, but Xbox One is what I do mostly. But I have both. I do both, which is great. Which is also why I have overlays and stuff, and I do a lot of other different things. I have a lot of other. Let's see. Check this out, right? This is a quick test into the future. Now, here's a quick thing to talk about. I'm constantly innovating, right? Always innovating. I always have new ideas. I have little things I'm working on. I have my little mini game that's pretty much finished. It's pretty much finished. There's not enough items out there to make it relevant yet. But like, there's all these little things. Like, I altered the mini game, the 8-ball game within Scortbot. I altered that game to create my own little bit of like a little battle game where people can attack each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did that. It took me a little bit of time, but it made me much more relevant. It made it neat. It's different. When people come in, they're like, hey, look at this funny new thing that's different. I give out chat items. Those aren't, you don't really see that in really any channel. I've seen that in no channel. Like, not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I've never seen it. Which means my stuff is not only my ideas. These are creative brain children out of my brain. You know what I mean? These are mine that I created, that I came up with. And it's awesome. So doing that, that's a big part of it. So even at the beginning, if there was even any slowdown, people that were coming to the beginning, they started to see, whoa, not only is this guy, because at the beginning, I mean, this still looks kind of ghetto, but it looked way more ghetto, and it looked almost like silly and goofy at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And as it got better, as time went by, I started to get better, it started to look better, things started to get cooler, I started to get better at what I do. You know what I mean? Then people started, obviously, you know, to donate and stuff. Like this right here, this is amazing. This and obviously, if you ever want to help out the stream, it costs nothing, $0. But if you go to that link right there, plus I'm getting close to 2,000. So anybody who wants to actually get in on the raffle, where you can win a pizza party on the Domino's gift card, and you can co-stream with me if you win that one. But in order to be able to win, though, you have to go to that link right there, and basically. It's cool because you can download any of the games. I would suggest like Angry Birds. That's one of the best ones. But all you do is download Angry Birds, and it gives it like adds a quarter to the stream for like every level. But if you hit like level 10 on Angry Birds, it adds $5 to the stream, and it costs nothing. All you have to download on your phone. It's like the sickest thing. And then Loots is kind of cool too. See this thing that's popping up? This is cool, but really when there's no one in the room, it only adds like a penny. Like literally adds a penny, like literally a penny. See, and that's not even a real one. That's just the thing. It happens automatically. But you guys can do that too, and that's how you guys can do shout-outs on here. But I highly suggest, like, people don't realize this stuff's going to be repurposed. I'm going to be putting it on this YouTube, and eventually these things are going to get rewatched. And once I start getting traction, people are going to start rewatching these, and these episodes are going to become relevant and rewatched a lot and get a lot of views. I feel like people don't realize they should take this time frame to use the loots to get their name up there. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, my friend. Thank you for the follow, brother. Thank you for the follow. But, oh yeah, heck yeah. But you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. It's like the perfect time to do things like loots, and actually that support, that link. And thank you, Hellion, man. Thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thanks, I appreciate that. But that link, it's so easy to get on the leaderboard right now. And if you're on the leaderboard, that's how you gain. You can, and if you're on the top, it's really easy. But that's how you gain raffle tokens, and that's how you basically get in on it. And then you can win a game. You can win a free Aldo prize pack. There's a bunch of cool stuff. But I highly suggest going there. Another cool thing is, here, check this out. I'll show you this. I gotta switch to my other channel screen real quick so I can show you. Be my girl. I could. If you want, what I was starting to do, because I have my stream team, I was thinking of starting to, like, my homies. So I have my main one that I'm a part of that is part of the UK crew. And I'm basically, like, I think I'm one of their only US guys. But then I have my stream team, which is more about me being kind of like a really great intermediate figurehead that can really help out like a lot of the brand new guys, like the guys that are in the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s. And I was thinking of maybe adding that, either making it either an Xbox club or maybe even bringing people into my my stream team that are obviously only streamers, not just random people, but people that are streaming and trying to learn and that kind of need basically someone to help out, kind of get into the swing of things. I was thinking of adding those people to my stream team. But the best way for now, I think, in order to West Coast crew, baby, I think in order to vet people and see if people are kind of worthwhile and like see if they're cool and like, because some people you don't know, you know what I mean? They might be some racist asshole, you never know. So here you go. This is your best bet. If you want to kick it and you kind of want to become a part of the crew, and obviously the fall become the basic thing. But I'm going to add my, I'm going to put my Discord up real quick. So here, actually, this should bring it up. There we go. I'm going to put my Discord up. I would highly suggest becoming a part of that. And that's the best way to become part of the community. Here we go. I'm putting it up right now. There it is. So that link right there. The two things, the best part to support the community, like I said, is use that link to Gawkbox. The Gawkbox links, the exclamation point support, is go there, download any of the games, play them, it hooks up the stream huge. Plus, if you get on the leaderboard, that's how you win raffle tokens. And also the Discord, if you want to kick it with me on the meantime, just chill. Or if you have questions, even future questions for MIXIN or suggestions, basically becoming a part of the community, that's the way to do it, baby. That's the way to do it. See how Softkill just added that? He just typed in my Discord and that just popped up right there. See it? Yo. And People will have see he's a mod and he's a baller, so he's green on there because he's a baller. I forgot because he has a different color as well. Baller is technically better, so that's why I left that one instead of the orange. But anyway, before I get too crazy off topic, I know I focused basically on the who. I said who and then went all over, but the who, what, where, what, why is knowing the who part. The B button nonsense. The knowing the who part is just kind of like basically knowing. Do you know them well enough? If you don't, they're not gonna be a mod. Now the what, it's kind of like what, why, like what are they looking for? What are they trying to do? So if they're kind of like, hey, I want to be a mod. Hey, I want to be a mod. What's the reason? You know, what are they up to? Now, it obviously to show support, that's great, but that's my point. People not asking and just doing it, that's more real, that's more organic. Now that's how you know. Oh, it's okay, bro. No problem, Moonrules. That's something that's more noticeable. You know what I mean? You're like, it's you know, if someone's doesn't say anything but they're doing it, you're like, because you know what the what is. They're looking out for you, as opposed to just kind of looking for a little bit more fun, looking for a little bit more like, hey, I want to be the cool guy, like I want to have a different color. Like there's stuff like there's some people that's their reasoning, and that's not what you want. You do not want that. And then where I know it almost sounds forced, but the where is really meaning the where is meaning like, are they going to be leaving? Meaning, I know it sounds like it's a forced where, but are they other streamers? Do they have other streams to go to? Meaning, do they mod elsewhere, or are they streamers themselves? Because that is going to be a huge conflict of interest, and unless you already have it preset, pre-talked about, pre-understood, like I kind of told my homie right now, like the person I told the other day that I made a mod. Essentially, if he's got a mod at this other place, then essentially I probably won't be able to have him as a mod. And eventually, if word up, yo, orange, right? The B button, maybe B hops you right out, pops you back. I'm not sure. What's up, Tal? Welcome back, Tal. Welcome back, DJ. But you know what I mean. So that's a big part of it. So it's kind of where if they can't focus on being actually there and physically there, like around there, personally there. Oh, Goose in the house, Goose, or should I call you number 2?
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm like, or should I call you number 2?
Salty.
Soft kill dominated you. He's got you beat by 5 cents. Super Goose came through. He came up behind. Snuck right past you. So funny. It's so funny. It's not that hard for anyone else to do it too. If they grinded it, they could totally pop up. Oh, go home. It's so funny. But anyway, I saw Goose come in. I had to tease her right quick. But the who, where, when, why. When, that's part of the where in the sense that can they be there? Will they be elsewhere? But when, meaning can they commit to the time? You know what I mean? Can they commit to your time frame? And that was a problem with one of my first mods too, is they couldn't commit to the time frame, and that's understandable. I unmodded them, and we don't have any problem. They don't really come by anymore, but they're not a mixer anymore. Like they have their own life problems. That's fine. But I don't want to have someone that has their own issues, has their own life, has anything, leaving for 2 months, and then let's say month 3 from now, I haven't talked to them in 2 months. Everyone in my community doesn't know who they are, and all of a sudden they show up and they're like, "Hey, what's up, mod in the house, Banhammer?" And you're like, "What?" And everyone's like, "Who are you?" Like, that's not what you want. You really don't want that. So the when is important, because if they're not currently active, they're not part of the community already, then they're not a mod. You know what I mean? They're definitely, you know what I mean? And they don't deserve to be, never mind, deserve to be kept as one. But, and then the final would be why. That's obvious. That's obvious. That's all of it. Why? Why? Like, and it kind of goes to the what. Obviously, like I said, it's a little forced, but the what and why. Why? You know what I mean? Like, is there a reason? Or can you tell that it's just because they're looking for support? They're looking for fake networking. There's a lot of people looking for things like that. There's people that have been here, right? That have been here for 20 minutes. And I'm not talking it's like day 3 different. The first day they've ever been here. We just met. 20 minutes in, they're like, oh, I heard you. Again, we're talking about mod stuff. They're like, oh, dude, I'll be your mod, dude. Perfect. I'll mod for you, dude. I'd be the best. I'd die for you. Like, actually, that was the joke. Actually, someone actually said that I'd die for you or something. Take a bullet for you. Which, obviously, it's like, that's funny and a very funny sentiment, but good God. Exactly, yeah, I know, right? Actually, I think it was Two Turnt, if I remember his name. He was a nice guy. It's cool. And, to be funny, he was the very first donator. And he donated $4.20. And he put the message, toke toke. But that's just a funny little joke, funny little trivia, show trivia. Justin Taylor show trivia, baby. That was the very first. But that's my point. You know what I mean? Like, that's a guy that obviously is very cool, very fun, but that is not a mod. You know what I mean? The good, like, you know what I mean? That's not a mod. And that's my thing. Why? Is it someone that's already become a part of your community? Is that somebody that's already taking time to grow your community, not only for you but for everyone else? Because a big part of it is yes, it is. And that's so funny. Yes, the 5 cents is it. That's so funny. But it's kind of, that's a huge thing. It's like, let's see. I can do that. Oh, I've already said this, but I'll bring it back real quick, just so it's not confusing things. Like, mods are not timeout machines. You know what I mean? Like, I've said this already, I've already said it before, but that's like the hugest thing. That focuses everything, what I mean. They're not people that are just like, okay, cool, can you time out? That's just one side little, like, 5% part of what they do. The biggest part is just becoming a part of your community. And that means, and what I was thinking about personally, what I think I might start doing too, I'm going to talk to my mods and maybe give each person a minor focus, so to speak. This is just my own personal idea, which is why I like to always, a lot of these things are some, not rehashes, but we focus on some topics that have already been spoken about, but we'd like to go deeper into them by giving relevant fixes for them or relevant points of view on it. And like I said, one right here, I was thinking of maybe having each mod have a bit of a focus. And like something I like to, like, Gawkbox is an incredible resource that I think is really, really helpful. And if we could have a large part of the community working on it, it could be something that would really, like, that could take us to the next level. And right now, I don't think it's advertised well enough, and it's not advertised well enough when we have high numbers. Like, I kind of forget about it, and I start getting into stuff when we have, like, 30 people in the room or 20 people in the room. I'm not thinking about it. It would be nice to have one or two mods that are like, okay, we're over the 10-man threshold, let's start talking about it. Or, hey, we're over the 20-man threshold, let's start talking about it. And they focus on, hey, let's go towards things. What's this? Mod games. No, I'm not sure. You might just not know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is mods for Mixer. If you're a Mixer streamer, you'll have a mod. Obviously, if you're a streamer anywhere, like on Twitch or whatever, but people have mods. Like in my room right now, you see the chat, see how Softkill has a green name? Anyone with a green name in my chat is a mod in my chat, and which means they're a moderator, which means they have some special permissions above the average person, like being able to time out, stuff like that. But I don't mod ever, actually. I don't mod anywhere. I don't have the time for it, and I wouldn't feel like it would make any sense. Which is kind of my point. That shows a person that just I play by my own rules. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't go up and just be like, I'll stream for, I'll mod for you because I know I don't have the time. I know I wouldn't be able to focus or answer. Thought I cheated. I don't know what you mean, what that means, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I wouldn't be able to do that because it's just not fair. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to spend the extra time. I wouldn't be able to focus. It just doesn't make sense. So either way, I don't mod. I just stream, baby. That's how I do. Cinnamon, how's it going, Cinnamon? Softkill gave Goose 500. I thought you cheated in game. Cheated what? No, hell no, baby. In what game? I would never cheat. It's funny. I'm like so anti-cheater too. I actually caught cheaters on here. We've caught 2 cheaters so far while playing, and we've blew them up. We blew them up. But what game, Tal? I honestly don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like you said, thought you cheated in game. Like, were you playing Fortnite with me or something? Were we playing and you popped in or something? Or now I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't played GTA in like months. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Thought you cheated. In game. Good to know. I'm so sorry. I don't have the slightest clue what you're talking about. Does anybody else know what he's talking about? GTA, like that. I haven't played GTA, so I don't even. I cheated at what? Like that is the most frustrating thing in the world. Literally trying to attack me on the subject of the title of the episode. It's like a lesson in ignorance. You know what I mean? It's like this is a special lesson in how to be dumb as shit. But anyway, I'm glad you get to sit and listen to all that while you can respond. Have a nice night, dude. I know. And he got to just listen to that. He just sat there and listened. Have a nice one, pal. Have a nice one. You know what I mean? Yeah, disrupted. I'm so glad not many people were here right now because, look, it didn't disrupt many. Like, this is just a small, quick web show. I'm basically doing this to, like I said, repurpose. So I'm really glad we didn't just waste a bunch of people's time. But that's why it irritates me because all I could think of is, what if that was, like, one of our hot times where there's 30 people in here and we're just banging away and I'm sitting here, like, trying to carry on conversation with someone who not only just says nothing, pointless, and you could tell what was frustrating there is he wasn't like, hey, let me take the 1 second. You could tell, I'm not trying to say, you could tell he was just doing, you could tell that's what was going on. He wasn't just, hey, let me take a moment and just talk. He just wanted to, you know what I mean? He just wanted to know. So you could tell, he just wanted to put a couple letters down to me and understand instantly what's completely in his mind. Because that's what's wrong with people these days, too. People think that you can just literally just, they say one thing on the internet and somehow you're supposed to understand the context of sarcasm. You know, like what are people thinking? Do they really think you get enough information off a couple words, like 2 words? Like we could all read that over and over and over again, and there's not the slightest bit of information about that. Not the slightest bit of information. None. It's pointless. Good to know. GTA. It's all good. Never mind. What? It's madness. It is absolutely madness. And just these people are just, exactly. People don't even know how to talk. They've like failed. They don't even know how to converse anymore. You know what I mean? How's it going, Daddy? Another one? Someone should do the Who's Your Daddy one, right? Who's your daddy? But anyway, it's just silly. But I know I got into a little rant mode there. I got rant mode, but okay. All right, hon. Let's see here. Before I finish this up, before I get all these mid-episode distractions and stops that have there you go, that have nothing to do with the episode of Mixing It Up on Mixer. It's really not the time for these side things, guys. It really isn't. This is going to be repurposed for later. This is all going to come up later for people that watch on YouTube. You know what I mean? But anyway, creating. Oh, here's just little. Cause like I said, I made this almost like a smorgasbord because it was like so many various side things. You know what I mean? There's like so many different things I wanted to focus on, and I know, like, I wanted to basically clean up my past notes so I could look forward to the future. And that was a big part about this. It was cleaning up the past stuff, the mod information. That was something I wanted to talk about, and then going toward the future, looking towards the future, all the growth stuff. And even though I already covered all the mod stuff that I wanted to talk about, that's already all done. What I wanted to just say as a little tip, just a little hint, so I could slide that in between, just kind of as a little middle point before I get to the next thing. You know what I mean? Split right in the center there. So I know, right? But anyway, I'm thinking this is a bit weird, but here's a little tip for people that are new. And I'm talking, this is for new, because if you're an expert, you've been doing this for a while, you'll be like, obviously, bro, but that's not what this is for. This is for if you're a new streamer or even up to intermediate. It's just a little bit of a tip, but a lot of people, they often forget their social media presence, and some of it's obvious. Some people are just deep with it. They're great with it. They use it all the time. They're really hot with it. Some people need almost a little bit of a reminder, or even a reminder to even open some of them up, like they're basically Facebook only. Even like me, I've been like that before until I started to open up more. You know, you're going to need them all. If you really want to take yourself real seriously, you really have to assume that you have to be on all platforms and social media wise. and particularly the main ones, you need Twitter because for the announcements at a minimum, and but it's nice. It's nice to have them all. Point is, having them doesn't matter if you don't use them. So here's my tip: is having a nice, write it either on a piece of cardboard or a note or something sticky that's going to stay near you all the time, but something you can either see every morning or every time you stream, possibly depending on your time frame. I'm not sure your time frames, but basically make it's a daily social media reminder, networking, community fostering checklist reminder to-do list. I know it sounds silly, but that's essentially what it is. Have it where it's like a note, a little, basically like a checklist, but something that you do every day, where it's all the things you need to make sure you double check, the things you need to send out, and whether it's check your Facebook, check your things, obviously that type of stuff. That's obvious and simple. That's obvious. That's not what I mean. But the extra stuff, like, okay, make sure at the end of the night, did you go through? Did you send out the specific tweet that's going to let everybody know when you're going to be on that night? Did you send out that type of stuff, the things that, like, not just just go through your social media, like, meaning at 9 o'clock, did you make sure no one sent anything from the night before that you need to check? And then halfway through the day, or if you're about to go online, you want to give people a headway. Don't say, hey, I'm on in 5 minutes. Even though I do that, I really should listen to my own advice on this one, because that's just my fault, because I go, oh shoot, I'm going to stream, I should have put some. I should be putting 3 hours beforehand. I'm streaming in 3 hours, and if I'm around, hey, I'm streaming in 1 hour, and then streaming in 5 minutes. That actually would be a great idea. What I always do is, I'm about to go on, I do it in like 5, which is not the best way, but it's definitely, I mean, it works. I mean, don't get me wrong. It helps somewhat, but it doesn't help. It's not optimal, and that's the point of it. That's always the point, is if something works, that's great, but you want the optimum. So, anyway, before like I said, I'm getting too late, and I'm going a little bit farther than expected, and going longer than expected. So I really want to, I really wanted to show you guys some of the new stuff. This was part of it. I almost wanted to do, it was kind of like a MIXIN episode with a tech and talk, because I had some tech I wanted to show you guys. Oh yeah, Goose didn't even see the explosion and everything. It's so funny. Here, let me switch this over, guys, so I can just not switch. I'm just showing you guys some things. Kind of like, I'm going to start doing more crazy things, like, oh god, Van Damn! I'm good, baby. You know what I mean? Like little goofy stuff, right? Like, I wanna start setting up more, more things like that are funny and like kind of neat and goofy, that not only have like a comedic aspect to it and are like funny to laugh at and see, but also kind of like add a higher level of quality to the show, plus a higher level of more options for comedy, more options for content, quality content, special effects essentially, and just using my own little fun creativity. Now, I have a bunch of them now that I've just been fiddling with, right? Let's see, I don't want to... Okay, now also, I've been working on the trailer for the new show. I'm not even close. I don't want to say I'm like more than 10% done. I'm definitely at the beginning. I'd say 10%. I'd say 8% done with it. So I am so early, but I've gotten a hold on what I'm going to do, which is why some of this. In the meantime, I had like this. In the meantime, I did funny things like this for myself while I was testing, so I could start getting used to some of my things. You know what I mean? So I tested some stuff. But let's see, like some of these things I don't even know. Some weird things might pop up on the screen. I won't know exactly what they are. Some of them are useless, but some of them are going to be moving screens and stuff. Like I think this is going to be one of my little travel scenes. Yeah. Whoa! All right, there's that. Does this even work anymore? Oopsie. Oh shoot, I don't think this one works. Darn. So that doesn't work. Let's see. Test. Oh! Oh shit! Oh! Whoa! Oh shit! You know what I mean? Ah! Ah! Okay, enough yelling because this is gonna be pissed at me. So I wanted to show you a couple goofy things while before I headed off for the night, and wanted you guys to say hi to Travolta for me. But I've been just setting up some stuff and testing off some things so I can make some stuff happen. JTT driving Miss Daisy style. What's up? Yeah, word. So I'm gonna have this pop up when I'm driving in PUBG. Dude, when I'm in the Jeep. See, we can pop this up. Boom. You know? And it's like, wait. Oh, shit. Wait, one sec. And then we have to obviously put that behind it. Right? Yeah. I think that, let's see, right here would probably work. Right? Wait, what? What's going on here? Why is that working? Oh, look. Dude, now when I'm jumping out of the thing, obviously I can make this better, but wait, you know what? I can even hide myself probably behind. Wait. Well, we'll figure it out. But you know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. Just so, because these will be like a funny one. Like, I want this one to be like a Sparks one, where when I jump out, someone could push this, you know, for Sparks, like spend 20, 50 Sparks, or 10 Sparks, or whatever. Dude, it totally is. It is driving in reverse. It's so funny. I was like, whatever. I'll just throw it on. No one will notice it. No one will notice while I'm messing around with it. Oh, and soft kill. Look at this. Somebody was cheating. It is backwards. It's backwards. Dude, I was like, oh shit. I was like, wait a minute. Let me just hide the wheel. That's why it's so low on the screen. Obviously, I could put a color bar in front of it, but I did this in like minutes. I was just playing. Like, this was like a play screen. This is just play because I'm testing out some new stuff. Well, it is backwards because my face is this way. Because look, we're going that way. My face was pointing at us, remember? The wheel, when I lead it upwards, it's not backwards. Now it's right. But before I had it hidden, and my face was here. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot. I'm also behind it again. I gotta fix it. Oh, shoot. But anyway, you get the idea. Yeah, see? I'm driving backwards. Wait, look. Now I'm doing it right. Look. Dude, I'm the sickest backward driver ever, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Right? It was just I had that preset. It was basically, the idea was to see how things looked, and then when I got the idea of some stuff that I wanted to mess with, then I would get the proper videos, GIFs, images, whatever, slideshows, whatever, sound files, all that. Another cool thing I got going. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to test it right now before I end, because exactly. It's angled. It's all. That's why I hid the steering wheel. I'm not gonna use this specific one. This is the test. Like, this is just for fun. We don't need to troubleshoot this. This is. I'll delete this tonight. Like, this isn't. You know what I mean? Yes. When we're driving, you know, we're ours on the left side. You know what I mean? I'm in the front left in the U.S. The front left. This right here is not the U.S. right here. Clearly, it looks, yeah, because this is on the right. Yeah, this is clearly not the U.S. Yeah, this is your style. As you can see, yeah, this is you style. It's funny. I honestly didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice it. Oh, plus, you know what? I think I was trying to finagle it, and I wonkied it like this. Yeah. I think that's the actual. See? I think it's actually like that, technically. So funny. But anyway. And then I thought this was hilarious. How perfect, right? To have a skydiver. I was like, yes, now I can do a skydive when I'm jumping out of the plane. You know what I mean? On you know, all the Battle Royale plane jumps. So I got that I can mess around with. And like I said, there's weird stuff like these tentacles. And like, there's a bunch of things. Like I said, these are just, actually, I think there's others. Wait, check this out, guys. Let's see, where are we? 1 second, 1 sec. Let's hide that. Whoopsie. I want to hide that one too. Hide it. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Whoa. Activate. Activate. Travolta. Don't leave me behind, bro. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Travolta. Off. I'll be with you, brother. Just a moment. Let's go.
See you again for another episode of Justin Taylor Show.
No, I'm just playing though. But see what I mean? Screwing around. Breaking news. See you on the cell phone. Let me call you, bitch. Wait a minute. Who's that down there? If you lick him, he grows. Whoa! Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Showing you guys some of the goofy new stuff. I'm heading to bed right now. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of the funny new things, the goofy stuff from MIXIN. I mean, for the new stuff in the future. Those are just the jokes. So just to show you some of the stuff I can fiddle around with a bit more. I've gotten a little bit more savvy with the chroma key alterations and all that stuff. Yes, Missy has a huge day tomorrow. Very, very big, crazy important day tomorrow. So I'm gonna go hang out with her. She's going to bed. I didn't want to walk in and wake her up tonight when I go to bed or anything like that. So she just has a really big day tomorrow. So I need to make sure I don't like keep her up or anything. Like I already woke her up, already getting loud, and I'm probably gonna keep doing it. So I feel bad. So I gotta head off early tonight and whatnot. But the weird thing is, I might, because of tomorrow, I might end up sticking around. I might be at the house tomorrow, which means I might pop on. It depends on the time frame and the wake up and stuff. So I might pop up early and do like a real early stream. But I don't want to promise it because I know I've promised a couple of things that I wasn't able to do lately, and I don't want to do that. So, but anyway, I'm gonna head out now. Just because I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to pop on. I don't know. I don't want to give a time because I just don't want to be wrong. Because I don't like it. Maybe 10. But then again, I'm gonna say 10, and all of a sudden it's gonna be 2. You know what I mean? I so don't want to not come through, so I don't want to give a time frame. I'm afraid of not coming through. I'd rather just be like, hey, I'm on, and just stay on all for hours and hours and hours. You know what I mean? But yeah. Plus I slacked. I missed on Mondays because I ended up going out, and it was just I didn't get back till wicked late, and it was just like. Plus part of the things I wanted to talk about, guys. I don't know, you guys probably didn't notice, but I'm changing over to teen stream because there's no reason that we're an 18 plus stream. Dude, we barely even swear. You know what I mean? Like, I do a little bit when I get mad and stuff, but even that, you can do that in teen. There's no reason. I was reading up on it, and it makes no sense that we're 18 plus. Like, I always keep the conversations away from anything too creepy. It's never sexual. You know what I mean? Unless I decide to push forward into those realms, which I don't really plan on it, the things I plan on pushing into are actually away from that. It's more kid friendly actually. Like my show is gonna be kind of campy and like goofy and silly, and like all about like kind of callbacks and like, you know, stuff from the 80s, stuff from the 90s, 2000 kid stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of like new nostalgia type. Like I want to do stuff like that. Like joke parodies where like you blatantly are like, oh, he's doing a Pulp Fiction joke, but you know what I'm saying, but you get it, you know what I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, like that's what I want, and obviously Pulp Fiction is like the worst example for a teen thing, obviously, but you get what I mean. Point is just because some of my stuff might be a little bit older style ideas, like I want to have some cool wacky like 80s stuff and some wacky 90s stuff because I love the movies from those eras, so I want to do some fun parodies and goofy stuff on that. Plus a lot of people have never heard of these old ass weird things that are kind of, I've gotten a lot of inspiration from, which is Captain N and the Game Masters, which is this extremely old, like I maybe early 80s, like late 70s, so old. Early 80s, like 82, but so early, like it's like the oldest ghettoest thing that I saw, that I've watched, because I don't even know how I saw it, YouTube or whatever, but it's this old goofy cartoon about like this kid who like he basically gets sucked into his Nintendo games and like is in a Nintendo world essentially. Now that's clearly not what it is, but it's just a glimpse and an idea towards what I'm going to be doing and my ideas. And also that show Sliders, I don't know if you guys ever remembers that. It's another really old show, but it's got a vibe to that stuff. Like there's going to be some callbacks and jokes to those things, and I feel like that all of that, and what I have for basically what we are now and what we are for the future. I don't see any reason at all not to expand our growth into Teen Stream, because, and it's not like we don't know, most of our homies are under that anyway, you know what I mean? My mods are, you know what I mean? Like it seems stupid, honestly. And it almost seems kind of, what? Really what? I don't know anyone's age, but I'm pretty darn sure. I know for a fact, that one person for sure is like that. You know what I mean? Well, actually multiple, but you know what I mean? But to me, you know, if someone's 17, 18, I mean, that's freaking, I mean, obviously 18 would be normal anyway, but what's 16, 18? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's like no difference. It's like, you know what I mean? Even to like 14. When it comes to the topics we talk about, like we're never, I don't think I would ever feel awkward about the conversations that we talk about if there was, let's say, 13-year-old in the stream. I mean, in the room, right here, hanging out. I don't think I would feel like I would have to, which to me makes me think, why have I been 18 plus for so long? It's literally protected me in the smallest amount of time. Like, meaning, like the 2 times I've had a beer on the stream, when I play, like the games, even the games, dude, they have to be mature or adult games to have to put 18 plus. So even playing like heavy shooters and PUBG and stuff, there could be teen. You know what I mean? I honestly, I made a mistake. I thought that, you know what I mean, that was like a thing, you know what I mean? But my point, Goose, was that even some of my mods, even in the past, have been under 18. Never mind a huge part of my community. You know what I mean? I don't ask anyone's age, but I know a lot of people's ages. Not only from some things they say and what they do, but because of like Discord and social media and stuff like that. Some pop up automatically. But my point is, it's so crazy. It just seems I think we've been holding us back so hardcore. Like, I have been holding us back. I feel like it has held us back. Because there's people, I think also the time, because we're on in the middle of the night, but there's these people, a couple, and they're friends, but there's some people they're getting this, like, growth that I don't understand, dude. Exactly. That's what, exactly. That's how I've been doing it since day one. Even if I know someone is under, I just assume everyone's 18. I just assume it doesn't matter who we are. Just like, well, I'm going to treat you as if you're 18. You know what I mean? Whether it's if you're 50 or 10, I'm going to assume you're 18. You know what I mean? That's how I've been playing it out. But I reread the terms of service, right? I actually read it a couple of times just to really be sure. You know what I mean? I wanted to know for sure. But I wanted to know for sure. It's basically it's the sexual content is the main factor, and there's none of that here. We don't even play games that have that. You know what I mean? I've yet to play anything like that has any sort of creepy stuff. I don't play mature games, even the games that I play. Other than Rust. Rust is the only game I wouldn't be able to play because there's a naked person on it right off the bat. Exactly. And that's exactly what I mean, because in going further with that, Mixer, that means cutting off that part of the community cuts off so many people. Plus, you know what that means? Let's say now there's a really cool 15-year-old, let's say, that hangs out, that's awesome, that plays games, that is a good part of the community and is not disruptive. But guess what? That mom sees him click enter room, are you 18? She sees him and it's like, what? And gets him in trouble and gets him grounded, and now he doesn't come to the show anymore. Now, for what? You know what I mean? For what? Now it would make people think, it would turn off adults and stuff like that. That would keep them away for no reason. Because there's nothing. Dude, you would know. You chill out here. Anyone who chills here, they know this is not an out of line place for someone who's young. It isn't. It's actually a pretty good place. I don't let people I don't let people be negative. You know what I mean? So this isn't a place where they would foster negativity or learn bad stuff. So anyone who's young in the room is actually going to gain a lot. Like, I know Hellfire's young because I've seen a picture of him. He's put a picture of his gift yard. I know he's fairly young. I know that for a fact. I don't know his exact age. I just know that he's young. And he may not be that young, maybe 17 or something, but he's younger. And I know that, I know for a fact when I gave him shit the other day, it was useful. Like, I was giving him tough love. And I know if he takes my advice, that it's going to help his life. I'm serious. And it makes me feel good. I hope so much. I really do. I hope so much that he didn't just think, oh, just was kind of being a big grump. I hope he went, you know what? He was dead right. Wow. I'm actually going to now be more self-aware of that and maybe alter my life accordingly in those situations, and thus gain a better time, a more fun life, literally a more enriched time. And that, to me, that is worth every moment of being here. And to think that because I just wasn't really thinking, and I took the advice of someone way long ago that I shouldn't have took their advice and went to 18 plus, and I think they were trying to hold me back because they were jealous, and I think they succeeded. I think they tricked me, and I made a mistake, and I took their advice, and I went to 18 plus, and I've been like that ever since. And I think it's held us back, and I'm hoping we're gonna see some new growth from that. Plus, you want to know a huge thing, Goose? And I really think this is huge. I think that's why a lot of my stream team doesn't host me. It's because they're teen streams. I think they're afraid. Because why would you host 18 plus guy when you're a super popular 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 viewer stream, and you're going to screw your whole thing up to give some 18 plus guy a... You know what I mean? They have to roll the dice. They have to think, well, what if he says something out of line? What if he shows a lewd scene? And I can't think. I was like, wow. So, if you make a list of pros and cons, it is like a mountain of cons. You know what I mean? There's like a pro. There's almost... The only pro, like I said, is just that little bit of protection. Like if I wanted a beer or like I said, or something came up on the stream, or if I wanted to play Rust or something where people say some really deep, dark stuff, and that there's a naked body every time you open the damn inventory. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. Exactly. Yeah, I know I basically just said that in about 1,000 sentences, but yeah, exactly. My stream has no reason to be 18 plus. None. I don't do anything 18 plus. It doesn't. It's only been a deterrent. And I've been looking at all my friends that have had this psychotic growth over the past 2 weeks. Like, they've literally gone from like 2,000 to 5,000 like within weeks, and I don't know what is going on. And I'm not trying to say I'm awesome, but I know I'm awesome. Like, in comparison, I'm not saying they're bad, but I know that they are not all that. Like, I know if you put me next to them, there's no reason someone's gonna be like, yeah, forget Justin. No way. No way. I'm not like I not my overlays, my look, my personality. There's no way I would turn off the amount of people that. And so I think it's two things. I would not think. I am pretty damn sure. I know our two problems. And one, we've had an entire world of people blocked off by a screen that says, "Are you sure you want to come in this room? It's 18 plus." I can't imagine how many people go, "Oh no." Look, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, right. But there's probably a lot of people. And a lot of like younger people too. Like, they're 15 or whatever. They're like, "Oh, my mom is psychotic." You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of people. And then the most important thing is the future. Is look towards the future. Here's the example, right? Gamer gloves, they don't care about anything. They just want to toss off some gloves and make a couple bucks, right? Sure. But let's say the future. Let's say we start that big growth. We have 10,000 viewers now. We're catching 50 to 60, 70 people every day actively viewing. We're weeks away from being partnered, right? We're thinking, okay, we're now at the next level. Exactly. Let's start it, baby. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So let's say we're now at that level. At that point, that's when it's going to matter huge. Because, like I was joking, made the joke about gamer gloves. Let's say Logitech. Is Logitech going to stand behind and let me become an affiliate, or is it going to give me a promo code on a stream that they see 18 plus might have sexual content or lewd or whatever? You know what I mean? No way. No one wants to get in bed with that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You gotta think, like, dude, all of them. G Fuel, Steel Series, all of them. All of them. All the big ones and the small ones. Unless you're real small, like I said, like a game, like a glove company or something like that. They're a smaller company. They're willing to bring in smaller streamers, but like, they aren't going to want to bring in a guy that's 18 plus. I literally bring my group of people that I will have options from down to nothing. You know what I mean? Down to nothing. So I've been thinking it like that. So I think it's a genius idea. Plus, I want my show. But what made me think about it mostly was the new show, because I keep thinking about who I want to watch it, and I feel like it's a really, I think it's gonna be kind of, I don't want to say family friendly because I feel like that goes even younger, but I think teen is perfect. Like, I feel like it's perfect. I want to this is what I want. Who knows what it'll be, but I envision that realm of when you hear think about, like, I'm not trying to compare myself to the world's awesomest thing ever, but think about like Rick and Morty, right? Let's say you're watching that, and you can watch that with a little kid, and it's totally enjoyable to the little kid. And I mean, little kid being like 8, right? And it's pretty enjoyable, and it skirts right on the line of not being out of line, right? He could listen to every joke, and he won't get any of the weird ones, right? But then you could be someone that's an adult or even a teen, and you're listening, and you're catching all the side jokes, and you're catching all the high concept chicanery, it's like all this stuff, and you're gaining all this stuff from it. Now, basically, what I mean is, both people got entertainment and value and relevancy out of it. It's like genius. It's like, A little kid can see it, adult can see it, teen can watch it. Everyone's gonna have a good time, and everyone can watch it. Now that's community. You know what I mean? That's a growth. That's a crew that gets bigger. Hey, joking, you catch me at the last few minutes, my friend. I'm actually leaving right now. I'm heading out. The lovely lady has a big day tomorrow. FFS, baby. Mixing up on Mixer, my friend. Just like I said, I'm just ending the night. I was finishing on my last little topic. I'm ending early tonight. The lovely lady has a crazy day tomorrow, so I don't want to wake her up with my loud talking and my rants and my nonsense. So I'm calling it actually in about a minute or two. But yeah, exactly. I'll see you later, hun. Oh, no problem, brother. No problem. Dude, you're killing it, brother. You're one of the people I was talking about a second ago. I was just talking about a couple of the homies that have been blowing up lately. You're actually one of the people I was referring to. Just a second ago, actually. We were just talking about a bunch of different stuff. And I was talking about how it's funny. You actually are one of the people I was looking through that I saw, because I just switched over. I realized there is no reason that I have been 18 plus this whole time. I've held myself back. There's no reason I have been that. Zero. Like, I don't do anything that's 18 plus. I've literally just held back an entire gigantic portion of the community. So I did, as of tonight. So I'm teen as of tonight and from now on. Plus, I'm gonna be doing it. It's just so funny that I haven't done that as of tonight, dude. After all this time. Plus, honestly, I was afraid that I was afraid nobody was hosting me anymore because I'm 18 plus. Honestly, I that's a big part of it. I was like, I think that's why, because everybody's teen. I was like the only one who wasn't, basically, other than like one or two of my homies. And I was like, wait a minute, I think that's why people are afraid. And I get that. I get that. It makes sense. So I figured, you know what? I've been holding myself back for no reason. This essentially is a teen stream. We have a lot of cool homies that we know are like under 18, and we just kind of ignore it. And it's like, why should I be, right? Well, here's the thing. Dude, the terms of service don't really say anything about swearing. Like, swears can pop up. It's don't get me wrong. That's personal choice, and I agree. But the cool thing is trying hard not to is totally cool, because you can do it but if you slip up, you're not screwing yourself over. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it. If you slip up, it's okay. You're not breaking terms. I didn't realize that. I thought anytime I slipped up when I got irritated, I was rolling the dice with getting banned. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not too crazy about it. I don't swear excessively, but I definitely do when I get like heated. I mean, I did tonight. I did earlier. You know, when I get heated, I do. And the thing is, I like it because it's gonna give me even a more powerful reason, a stronger reason to not. Because now, instead of just being like, I kind of want to chill out on it, now I'm gonna think, well, it's a teen stream now. Let's try to keep it let's try to keep it that way. You know what I mean? But if you slip, you're not totally boned. And that's because I've read over it a bunch of times lately. Before I switched over, I really didn't want to make the mistake of maybe playing one of my sounds. I actually might cut some of my sounds off, though. Like, I think Smokey might have to get cut out screaming about getting knocked the F out every day. You know what I mean? It's okay once in a while, but I like in a movie. Like, you can watch a rated R movie that has one F word in it and one, I think, what is it, like a mid-level? Like, they cut it down. There's a specific system where you're still technically can be PG-13, I think, with one, like, of the bigger swears. So it's kind of like in the stream. If you slip up once, you're still, like, straight up legal guidelines of, like, teen. You know what I mean? You are, even for, like, a show. Even if you're, like, a TV show. You know? And, as long as it's not just... Yeah, exactly. And so that's my point anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna head out. I didn't want to go on too long, but I did want to. But that was great because that's something I wanted to focus on and bring up before the end of the night. And we were just talking about that. And then I noticed a lot of my homies were teen as well. But see you as well. I will catch you later. Oh, and another thing, joking. Actually, I'm glad I can ask you personally because I've been like dying to know from anybody who's in the realm, and you are in that realm. So I want to be able to ask you personally, which is freaking awesome. But is it like, I know you have at one point, but it's probably been a while. There's been occasional times where you've popped on, or you've maybe gone late or gone early, where you've streamed during my crazy stream times, which is like, you know, midnight to 5 Eastern all the time. Now, I know from basically just watching watching for myself, just seeing Mixer itself, but from a person streaming, is it literally like literally night and day, but I mean night and day when it comes to viewership when you start at 7 a.m. Or well, what do you start? 9? Technically on your time? I believe. Is it because you said 9, but I'm thinking it's 9 your time though, right? Because I feel like I just saw that on your Twitter. I could be wrong, but I thought it was. But point is, do you feel like it is like you'd be crazy to change your times? Because I was probably going to be doing one day anyway because my schedule's changing, my life schedule's changing. So I'm going to start doing one day where I do early in the morning here, which is essentially I think the same time a lot when you guys go on. But let's see. If we start early. But true. True. I got you. Well, me in particular, because I think it's a big notice from me. The reason why I bring it up in particular, because I feel like, I'm wondering if it's going to go up quite a bit, only because my hot spot, so to speak, is basically the universal cold spot. You know what I mean? When I'm on, it's when everyone's cold. Now, obviously, there's obvious benefit to that where if there's not as people around, there's more to go around. But it also goes right alongside. I mean, you can look at the numbers. It's crazy. We're a hot time. Let's say the people in Fortnite, when it's hot, 5,000. When I'm on, 900. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm streaming, the amount of people in my main game, my growth game, which yours, most people's growth game, I don't say mine, but our growth game, so to speak. But the game that a lot of us are growing off of is like, yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's Chip Chess. Welcome, dude. So that's what I'm thinking. It is true, and what I'm wondering is during that, like I said, that game, it has the lowest amount of viewership ever during my time. And like I said, it goes. The reason why I asked and wanted to bring it up real quick is because it's really hard to see if it's is it nice? Is it actually good because there's not as many people on, or is it terrible because there's not as many viewers coming through? You know, but like you said, the viewership base is huge because being your area, the directory, is obviously a huge part of it. And if you can sneak up early in the directory, then you're gonna keep going. And I noticed that's what happened for you with those features, dude. Those things that happened to me the other day too with just one hype zone feature. I bounced off that hype zone feature. Oh my god, it was awesome. It was 100. We got I think maybe it was a little under or maybe a little over, but it was about 100 in one stream. But it was off the hype zone feature. No, it wasn't even a regular feature. It was off just the hype zone, and it was awesome. I mean, it was freaking great. But it shows how that little touch of exposure is all you need if you're kind of like us style, where we put a lot of effort into it, and there's quality behind it. You know what I mean? There's obvious effort. There's personality. There's thought. There's work behind it. And I feel like when people like us who actually spend the time behind scenes on it, that really comes to show when people actually are there. You know what I mean? But anyway, before I keep rehashing the same thing and jabbering about the same thing, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. It's been lovely. Chip Chest, I'm sorry you came in late. This is just an episode of Mix It Up on Mixer. This is a side segment of my show, The Justin Taylor Show. I do a couple different side segments. This segment is about Mixing Up on Mixer, which is basically mixing it up. Talk about mixing. Mixing. Talking about Mixer, streaming, streamers in general, everything along those lines. But that's basically what we talk about. That's what we do. We're going to, like I said, I do a couple different things, but that's been tonight. Tonight was episode 7. We were doing kind of a cleanup and a look back and a look forward episode where we cleaned up some of the past topics that we didn't talk to. I got to hardcore, savagely rip a troll apart. Sorry for you guys having to deal with my negativity where I had to rip that troll a new one. Death God and Chip Chast, welcome my friends, but sorry, I'm going to be heading out. This is the end of the show. Good night, brother. Good night. You have a nice one, soft kill. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be on early tomorrow. I'm gonna be changing the schedule around a little bit. I'm glad that we switched over to teen from now on. We're gonna see how that goes. And soft kill, and we'll be talking soon too. I want to have some of the mods focus on some stuff. Like I think I want to have maybe Pop focus on the loots thing. So when a lot of people start showing up when our viewership, it goes from low to big, low to big. But when it's hot and big, I want people to start pointing out some of the things that matter, like letting people know to hop in my Discord if they want to chill with us more. So kind of have one person kind of promote the Discord, another person promoting the loots, and I kind of want everybody promoting the Gawk Box. Because that's already really shown us an actual amount of revenue for the stream, which is insane. Like to think with our small community, we've already made it pretty cool. So as we grow, if Gawkbox grows with us, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm really excited about all that stuff. But I wanted to kind of rehash those last few things because, as you guys know, I repurposed all of my Mixing Up on Mixer episodes on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube or watching this anywhere else, catch me on Mixer.com during every day except for Sundays and Wednesdays at 11 or midnight Eastern time. Hey, Chip Chest later, my friend. I hope if you want to catch me at a later date, or if you play Fortnite or Battle Royale games like me, hit me up with a follow and I'll catch you up on another day. Oh, look it, dude, right as I said it. Thank you, Chip Chest. I appreciate that, dude. I'm sorry that you caught me right at the end. Like I said, I usually go on a lot longer, and usually my show goes on for at least 5 to 6 hours. And my Mixin episodes go on for about a half hour to an hour. And when I do my Justin Taylor show, which here I'll switch over to so you can at least see what it looks like real quick. Not that it's much. This is just what it looks different. When I do my Tech and Talk episodes, it looks like this. This is obviously the same. But there's my outro, but we're not doing that right now. My rant screen. That's what I want to rant about Fortnite, guys. But that's a couple different things I want to show you. Oh, here we go. And then my usual. This is my Justin Taylor show scene where I can hash out everything and I have my games playing over there. And when I'm in the headquarters, we're in For Real Dough headquarters. The For Real Dough team. That's how we do the For Real Dough stream team. Teaching new people how to get boss, get badass, and be more charismatic. Charisma, community, combat, my friends. That's how we do. Oh, and remember. Oh, God, Van Damn, I'm good. You guys have a lovely night. I will see you guys soon. And this has been a wonderful episode of Mixing Up on Mixer, episode 7. If you guys want access to my Discord or anything like that, hit me up. And like I said, if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and actually screw that. Just share. YouTube's trying to screw us small guys over. Please share. Expose this bad boy. Just share it on your Facebook. Share it anywhere. But that's all that really matters is the share. Because the algorithm is screwed and YouTube is trying to screw everybody over. So Mixer is amazing and they actually expose us. They're the best. But YouTube isn't. So share it because that'll actually help Damn the Man. So fight the power, damn the man, and share like a boss. You guys are lovely. You guys are dope. You guys are beautiful, sexy animals. And I love you. Have a nice night.